Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today we are featuring the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. We're very excited. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us. We have our dear, wonderful, I don't know, I can't think of a really descriptive phrase for you, my dear, Miss
Redhead
Jean.
works.
Redhead? Okay.
Yes, takes one to know one.
Oh, I love you.
There we go.
You are the best.
We are.
You bring in some of the greatest guests, and our very first guest will absolutely fit the bill, and
I'm
not
excited.
Not unfamiliar either to My Chamber TV or to the neighborhood. Let me tell you, this couple has opened a business which is so amazing, and I can't wait to talk about it. Mitch and Kim Rymanowski.
Very good.
Right?
You did.
Very
Usually
good. Perfect.
mess it all up. Let's talk about your business, 9 Round, which I keep saying I'm going to come and attend because you're right around the corner from me. How long have you been in business?
2.5 years.
2.5 years?
This is the first business we've ever owned, never had a business before.
Really?
So we were in the corporate world for forever.
The carpet world?
The
corporate
world forever. And Kim decided she was going to join a gym, which is great. And then the gym owner put it up for sale. So she was so upset that they were going to sell the gym and close it, and she wouldn't have any place to work out.
Uh-oh.
So she came home really upset. So I would be the good husband. I said, well, why don't you find out and see, what they want for the business? Never in a million years thinking they would accept the offer. I was working on being retired, you have to understand.
Oh, good luck with that, right?
So anyway, we made an offer that they really should not have taken, but they took it, and we are business owners.
How about, it was meant to be, right?
Accidental business owners.
We are.
That's it. And was it this same business, or
Yes,
you adjusted it?
The gym itself, 9 Round Chelsea Place, opened. It was about 2 years old when we purchased it, almost
Okay.
to the day. And so it's
Okay.
now 4.5 years old. It's been under our ownership for 2.5 years.
Was it a 9 Round before?
Yes.
It was?
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I just want to make sure I got that right. So what did you do so different that you're still thriving and surviving and having fun? You get a chance to have your workout, and you're the knight in shining armor that made that happen?
Yes.
Well, I think the difference is our dedication and our commitment to the business. We're in the community. We believe fully in giving back to the community. For instance, I'm on my lunch break right now. I'm going back there, and I will be there all night, like I've been there all day. And that is something that a lot of people don't do when they own a business. They become absentee owners, and they're just not, their heart and soul is not into it. My heart and soul is there. I bleed 9 Round. I love it, and I will promote it every day.
True passion.
I know, and that's what I love about family-owned businesses is we do have our full passion into it. I mean, we jump in with both feet. We're there, 24/7 and all that. So let's talk about 9 Round. How healthy is this for us?
It's very healthy for us. One of the greatest things that 9 Round is known for is it's a 30-minute program. There's no class times, and you have a trainer with you every single time you're in the gym. So you being so busy, and we were talking about injuries a little while ago, and you asked me, can you just punch? Well, absolutely you can. And so we have a prescribed workout that we do every day, and every day it's different. And you're at 9 different stations. You spend 3 minutes at each one, and it totals 30 minutes. Because of that, we don't have class time. So every 3 minutes we cycle
Okay.
somebody in. There's a trainer there to guide you to demonstrate, correct, and modify. And modify is important. We do modifications for almost all of our members. For whatever reason. It could be an arm or leg or, just inflexibility. Somebody newer maybe can't, move as easily as somebody who's been there for 3 years.
Sure.
So we modify so that they can successfully complete the workout and meet their fitness goals.
And we try to take all the excuses out of working out. Most people will make up any excuse under the sun why they can't work out, but we will take away all those excuses.
Well, you also need a different workout for somebody who's 25 versus somebody who's 55.
Correct.
And it's just really, really great that you've got someone there paying attention to form, making certain that people are working hard instead of saying, well, I'll just do this one and then, you do a full extension, full contraction, and that's perfect.
And the 30 minutes, it goes very, very quickly.
And you know what? That is so time conscious because time is our most valuable commodity.
Correct.
And that is the biggest reason I hear from people, especially from coaching clients, I don't have time to work out. You know what? If you value your body, you make the time.
Exactly.
Right? I mean,
Exactly.
fill up milk gallons and, do anything you can. Even if you can't get out of the house, there's always something you can do.
And the older you get, you have to keep moving.
I noticed
you
that.
You absolutely have to keep
I know.
moving.
And you have to work that a little bit extra this, a little bit extra that, in order to achieve what you did 10 years. I noticed every 10 years, I noticed. How about you there, sister?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We're really young spring chickens, okay?
All of us.
But you look at the genetics that we have anymore, and also the fact that we're all eating healthier, taking vitamins. My 90-year-old mother gets up every morning and still touches her toes. I thought I was going to have to take the driving away from her. Nope, she is perfectly fine.
great.
So we have to keep moving, and that's the thing that reading in Women's Health, just keep moving.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you have this too, because what you do is you incorporate the fun aspect with it. If you can have fun when you're working out, I'm all about that. So what is a typical, if I'm going to come in there for a half hour, just in generalities, do you start, you have like a warm-up, and then you go into the...
Well, everyone warms up on their own, so that is an independent thing. Some people like to stretch. Some people are already warmed up when they get there, and they run in the door. They want to get out.
They're ready to go.
So that's what we do. We get you in and out as quickly as you want to be. If it takes you 10 minutes to get ready, that's okay. If you're ready when you walk in, that's okay. So the first thing you'll do is jump rope, which is on round 1. We do have air ropes for people who are not able to do the full jump rope. So they're like simulators. So we have answers for everything. So if you can't do a full jump rope, that's okay. And then you move on to round 2, and you'll spend 3 minutes there, and that's usually core and strengthening, and we'll incorporate kettlebells and weights and medicine balls. And then you put boxing gloves on round 3, and you keep them on until you get to round 7. That's super fun.
Here we go, Barbara.
And
You can punch.
And they are fun.
yeah, they
really
are fun. And then when we
They're
get to
comfortable.
they are.
They're very
And
comfortable.
I do it with my nails, and they don't break. So
Oh, well, sign me up then, right?
But you're right, this fits my hand. It doesn't feel like it's crushing it.
they are very soft.
And-
They're very well
But
made.
they're very soft, and yes, and wow, that is really neat.
It makes you want to hit something, doesn't it?
Come here.
And then, of course, we have round 8, which is our speed bag. You'll take the gloves off for that, and you learn how to control and hit the speed bag. That works on eye-hand coordination and agility and those types of things. And then round 9 is our core station. It's all about the core. So we are going to work your core. That's the one part we all have the hardest time with.
Yes,
So we
yes.
do different exercises, mostly on the floor, that incorporate core workout.
And every day it's different, but we target the same areas at each station.
So what do you think? I mean, are you in there too, spending all the...
The best example, I moved down from Connecticut. I was 220 pounds, and I
No
felt
kidding.
great about myself. I lost a ton of weight, so I came here. I'm 170 now, and it is exclusively because of the gym. I do it only 3 times a week. Kim does it all the time. I should get in there more, but it really, really helps keep the weight off. I'm in the best shape. It's horrible to say, in my 60s, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Isn't that something? Well, we're living longer. I mean, when you hit the
Quality of
50s,
life.
the 60s, the 70s, and you really look like, oh my goodness, I don't want anybody taking care of me.
Right.
I don't want to be going to any nursing home. I want to be able to carry my suitcase till it's time for me to take my trip. I mean, that's just the quality of life. But sometimes, do you think that people just aren't educated and they just, they just don't care?
I think they're lazy.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of effort just to get motivated to go to the gym. Once you go, you see how it really is. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. We joke around with everyone. Everyone has a great time. So the half hour you're hanging out, chit-chatting while you're doing exercise.
The hardest part of that whole thing is getting there.
Getting there.
Exactly.
And I know when I get to the gym, I absolutely, I'm so glad I'm
Oh,
here.
me too.
But
I know.
getting up and getting out the door when you want to hit the snooze alarm and do other things, yes, the hardest part is getting
it's
there.
discipline. It's really discipline. And when you can discipline yourself, when my best part is when I've left and I feel great.
Yes.
I
Because you did
just
it.
feel great, and I go, I want to go back.
I know, I come out of there standing up straighter and my posture's better. I feel like, yes, I'm going to be,
Well, yeah, and you feel like you're doing something for yourself because you know that you're going to burn more fat. You're going to get all the nutrients moving through your body, and this is my favorite part, You get to cheat once in a while.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and not worry
Right.
about
Well,
it.
the
And
other
not worry
thing is
about
is
it.
up here.
Yes.
This,
Yes.
if I don't work out, my brain starts
Yeah.
turning into
It's-
mush,
Oh,
too.
oh no! It absolutely. Well, you're stirring up the oxygen, and the oxygen needs to get to the brain so that the oxygen can also help heal from the inside out. So it just makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I
It
know.
really does.
Well, the other thing that's neat, too, is a lot of times you'll see people in the gym lifting weights or doing all the different things that you can do in a gym. You have to go in there and plan it, but when you go into your workout, you don't have to think about it.
Nope.
Somebody has
You
the
just have to
plan
walk in.
for
That's
you,
what I like about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
and you've got the motivator
Yes.
there.
And it's very interactive. I mean, there's conversations going on all the time. We try to push people, we embarrass them a little bit.
fun.
It
Oh, then
really
I'm
is a
all
lot
for
of
that.
fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you can laugh while you're doing it,
Right.
it goes a whole lot faster.
It
And
does.
if you leave any of your equipment behind, you have to do burpees to get it back. So we make sure that nobody leaves
Oh, the
anything
hated
behind.
burpees.
Yes, and most people hate them.
Yes, and I usually post on social media the videos so that we really shame them. So you'll leave your gloves one time.
Oh,
And
my
you will never do it
goodness.
again.
Okay, is there a hook on this that can...
What are your hours? I think we have, what, about a minute or so? Thereabouts?
Something like that.
We are open 6 days a week, so Monday and Friday we open at 7. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we open at 5 a.m. We stay open till 9 o'clock every night, but Friday we close at 8. And we're also closed from 1:30 to 3:30 for lunch, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday we're open 8 to 12.
That's great hours
closed on
for the
Sunday.
working crowd.
Closed on Sunday, yes.
Very good.
Great. Good
You've
for
got to have a
you.
day off.
I know.
You do, to
Well, we've got to
recuperate.
go and move on, but I want to thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for
So
having
nice
us.
to see you
This
again.
was fun.
Thanks for
We'll see
inviting
you
us.
again. I just may surprise you one day. We'll be right back.
Yes, I see you in Publix.
Speaking healthy.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host,
I do the group
Ian
training.
Beckles.
I like the fact that I go in there and I don't have to think about it. Holly beats me up 5 days a week.
We've had Holly on here before, too, haven't we?
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon
It's a
Lyons.
stress reducer.
Okay. Oh. I couldn't resist. I had to put that on. It's like, come here.
I should bring my husband over. He'd love it, too.
But then if I leave him here, you'll make me do burpees. Thanks, guys.
See you guys. See you
Bye.
next
Thank you.
time.
They're last. No. 3. Okay, who you have in second? Okay, those guys.
Reverend Bob Murphy.
I thought he was second.
Is he?
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. Is that okay or no? I don't have to talk. I can just sit there. I'm running out of commercial time. Okay, Chris, I need you on here, please. Absolutely, no problem. I don't know where you put it.
Okay. Did you got this? 1 minute.
I didn't have time to print all that stuff out. No, I printed the show and left it at the house.
Lift up your voice and sing. Majesty.
live. Here we are. We're back
are.
already. Hey, it's great to have you with us here on My Chamber TV. We do bring the Tarpon Chamber of Commerce right into your home, let you see what's happening. There's something for everybody going on. We've got Jean Hungaville with me, and we also have in this segment Mr. Chris Pagano.
Hello.
Now, it's great to have you with us, and I just wanted to mention that you're with Brightway Insurance, but today we're going to be talking about the Bay Area Young Professionals, and I love this group because it just kind of bridges the gap, right?
Yes. What I was first introduced to it was a couple of months ago actually, and then got to go to one of the meetings a couple of weeks ago. And each of our northern Pinellas County chambers had 10 to 15 people who were interested in being in young professionals, but not enough to really have a big group. Along came the Bay Area Young Professionals idea, and I wasn't able to get to some of the planning sessions until recently, and that's when I sat down and was looking at, oh, wow, it's Upper Tampa Bay, Safety Harbor, Palm Harbor, and Tarpon Springs are combining. Did I leave anybody out?
I think I know there's 5 of them, so we left. So we have the Upper Tampa Bay, Tarpon, Palm Harbor, Dunedin, I think is where we
Dunedin
left that,
is
and
the
then
one.
Tarpon.
Yes.
So it's absolutely awesome. Like you said, we really kind of
Yes.
started this back in December is when we started reforming this group. It's absolutely a fun, exciting group of younger professionals. We say 40-ish and under. Anybody who is looking to get involved in networking at just a much different. It's a different opportunity than the normal. We're really excited about, having fun events in the morning, in the middle of the day, and in the afternoon, not just a bunch of mixers. We're all having real conversations, professional conversations. The group coming together, I should say, with the 5 chambers is probably the most exciting part. Now we're getting Tarpon involved, we're getting Safety Harbor involved, we're getting Oldmar and the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber involved, and it's just really cool to see so many people coming together.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the future of the chambers.
It is the future of the chambers. That's why I say it's nice to have the young professionals coming in and the, I should say, seasoned professionals that have been around the block a few times.
Right.
And yet you guys come in with all this technology. I mean, it's just a great mix. It is.
Well, one of the things that I was observing when we were looking at the meeting is one of the mentors, and I can't remember.
His name is Chris Bohr. The mentors, Jerry Peruzzi, all the chamber heads have really started to step up and really take part of what we said we're going to build with this. They said, okay, we see you guys are actually serious, the core group of us. Shout out to Sarah, Jess, Kristen, Evan. We're really getting a strong group together. Please reach out to any of the chamber heads. They will lead you to one of the people that are representative of the Bay Area Young Professionals in that chamber. We are going to get a large coalition of, sometimes we get labeled as, millennials or that our generation sometimes gets this stigma that we've been entitled or things are handed to us. But there's also a large group of us that are really working hard to be that next generation.
I agree. I am definitely a supporter. Absolutely. Well, we're known as boomers. So boomers, millennials, and we got our label, right?
And we drove our parents crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, at this particular meeting, I was watching, and the other Chris, the mentor Chris, was walking through some Robert's rules so that we were in this meeting, and it was like, no, remember, there's a motion on the floor, and then through some different things, which I thought, oh, this is great, because it's second nature to me, because I've been in meetings for so many decades that we went through some things. And so it's just really nice to be able to say, okay, we can help you with this because you all are helping us with social media. But then I have to share something in this meeting. They were talking about a 5K coming up, and whose phone number do we put in here for RSVPing, and how do we handle this? And I finally go, the old lady in this group thinks maybe you should text. Put something in there so that they can text. Oh, yeah, okay.
There you go. There you go.
Thought, something that you all had taught me previous years, I'm now sharing back.
Well, and this is really important because having been networking somewhat in the community as well, one of my biggest challenges was trying to figure out who likes to be emailed, who likes to be texted, who likes an old-fashioned phone call? Is that not you spend more time trying to figure all that out. So I just want to cut to the chase. I had a conversation. I was on a conference call today. I bullet pointed everything I wanted to say, and I actually set up kind of like a warning that I'm a boomer and I don't know a whole lot about this techie stuff. And guess what? The conversation went so well because he knew what he was dealing with.
No, and that's exactly what we want, is people having conversations,
Yes.
bridging the gap.
Yes.
Let's take what you guys have built as a foundation with these awesome chambers, take advantage of everything that you guys got going on. You guys have tons of events, tons of networking opportunities, and we're all trying to build our business. So why are we not taking advantage of what's already established and right in front of us? And those of us that are willing to step up and lead and learn the rules and learn what makes it effective and continue, it's really fulfilling. It feels like we are doing our part to not drop the ball.
Yeah, that's so great.
I mean, another really key part of that. It's social.
Yeah.
It's really just
and
fun.
that's good too.
People like to do business with somebody that they have eyeballed, and it's not necessarily in the phone.
Yeah.
There are friends, and then there are friends.
Yes,
And
yes.
this is one of the things that is, I think, probably one of the most valuable things with networking, and it's really neat to see you guys going, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And that we really aren't sticking the muds, like we're put up. No, I'm not going to. I did at one time. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And I still have my moments. I just do a little deep breathing. I go, okay, let me tackle this thing.
And to be honest, like when I first started out with the Dittman Agency, I went to a little Christmas party. I had started in October. I went to a Christmas party. I'd only been with the business for 2 months. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. My boss has networked with all these people, and it was like, this was fun, but I felt out of place. Bay Area Young Professionals is how you go from avoiding an experience like that, going to something you feel comfortable, and then you can go network anywhere and actually have the opportunity to not be scared to interject and say, hey, my name is Chris and this is what I do, and be able to articulate yourself in a professional manner because you've built the foundation with people you might be able to make a mistake with, or are making those same mistakes along with you. And it's just sometimes you get mentorships of people that are even like in age because they're like, oh, someone is my age and they are acting X professionally or doing X thing, and it's like, I can do those things.
Yes.
So it's really encouraging.
I think it's fabulous for these, and there's young professional groups all around, and when we first started interviewing them here, I really have just such a higher respect for you to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. I mean,
and that's
I never would have done that when I was your age.
I know, that's hard to do.
Oh my goodness.
The group is also involved with the Chichi Rodriguez Foundation. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a run coming up on May 11th that we're trying to support for them. What we're trying to do is get involved in a bunch of different charities, a bunch of different events in each of the local municipalities, whatever we can do to support the local area. If you've got an event that you think, hey, the Bay Area Young Professionals should go to that or support that, let us know. And with the Chichi Rodriguez, Laura, Al, James, all those guys over there, what they do for those kids, they have a foundation for 4th through 8th graders. They're doing an awareness run where you actually run along the golf course that they have there. The golf course and the paintball field and the driving range there is all self-sustaining, and it donates funds to support that school. And it's actually a Pinellas County school. So what they're doing is actually helping kids that are at risk and we're basically not going to graduate on the track that they're on now, and they take them 4th through 8th grade and they get them back on grade level, and over 75% of them that go through that school end up graduating. So what a great thing to support. That's what we're doing next month in May. We're doing the run on the 11th. There's already over 200 runners signed up for that. No kidding. Me and Evan are running in it. My wife is going to run in it, and then some other people in the Bay Area Young Professionals. It's $20 to sign up. You can sign up online. We'll hopefully be able to post some links to get that, and it's definitely something that is a great cause, a great 5K.
Is it on your website?
We are going to be on the chamber websites. Right now we just have a Facebook Facebook.
Okay.
So look up the Bay Area Young Professionals on Facebook. That's the best place to find us right now, or contacting one of those local chambers.
Is it written out
Perfect.
Bay Area Young Professionals or BAYP?
I believe you would type in Bay Area Young Professionals in the search bar. It would probably be your best bet.
Okay,
Perfect.
marvelous.
Perfect. How long have you been involved with them?
Since December, the core group was kind of Jess Cleveland, Sarah Shupp, who is now Shara Hobbs. She just got married. Shout out for her. And then also Kristen Bonnier, and I know I'm probably butchering that last name, but she'll appreciate a little bit of an accent there. And so the four of us said, hey, we contacted Jerry at the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber. We really want to get this going. And he said, I bet you all 5 chambers would want to be
Absolutely.
involved.
Yes.
Let's do this.
And
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
go ahead.
That's the teamwork. That's the teamwork with these chambers, is everybody works together with one another. It's like one big happy Tampa Bay family. It really
And
is.
we have really been working on this. I've talked about the coalition of all the chambers that we get together once a month. But the upper Pinellas County, we do Summer Splash. This is another thing that we're doing. We are all, the 5 of us are
Yeah.
really particularly tight. So it's nice to be able to do this. You have an event coming up that is pinball. You want to?
Oh, yes. So
got 1 minute.
Yes, 1 minute last. We're also going to be doing the Reboot Arcade in Dunedin. Super excited about this. This is May 1st that we're having this.
Next week? No, yes, next
Yes,
week.
it is. It's right around the corner,
Week
next
from today.
Wednesday in Dunedin. Please look up the event. It's definitely on our Facebook page. It's going to be so fun. $5 to enter. You get $1 off your drafts, and it's free pinball. They have a bunch of retro games and super fun stuff, and that's one of the events that we're focusing on in Dunedin.
Awesome.
Why don't we see if we can get some fake IDs so we can go?
There you go. On that note, we're taking a break. And when we come back, we have more to come on the Tarpon Chamber of Commerce.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
It's your cue.
It's my turn. Welcome back to Chamber TV. I'm Jean Hungaville with the Tarpon Springs Chamber, and we're with Barbara Marvell.
Yes, we are.
And we have Reverend Bob Murphy from the Unitarian Universalist Church. I get tangled up in that every time.
We're the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs.
No. So what was so hard with that?
I just get tongue-tied.
Welcome, Reverend. It's great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us today. This is going to be fun, I can tell.
He's one of my favorite people. He comes in for a short chat, and 2 hours later, I have
2 hours later.
2 hours later. That is a nice short chat.
It is just absolutely
I
one of the most fascinating people I have talked with. So, but there's some marvelous things going on over at that church. That last 2 to 3 years, there's been major renovations.
Oh, it's longer than that. We have sinkhole damage, and that started right around Thanksgiving of 2013. So it's been almost 6 years. And we've been rebuilding, and we hope that construction is finished for Mother's Day, May 12th.
Wonderful.
So we invite people to come and see us on Mother's Day.
And where are you guys located there?
We're on Grand Boulevard, near Spring Bayou, Grand Boulevard at the corner of Reed Street. It's the best way to find us.
It's a beautiful, beautiful church. In the 2 years that I've been here, I've been watching it from the outside. I can't wait to see the inside. But looking at the reconstruction on the outside. But there's a famous artist whose paintings live there.
George Inness Jr. He was a very famous artist late in the 1800s, early 1900s. And 2 weeks ago, now he died in 1926, but 2 weeks ago he was introduced into the Florida Artists Hall of Fame in Tallahassee. So it took all those years. But he's now been recognized as one of the great artists for Florida. And it is a reminder that Tarpon Springs may be the oldest arts colony or arts center in Florida. And actually, it may even be one of the oldest in the nation.
No kidding.
Certainly for the South. Older than, say, Provincetown in Massachusetts. It probably got started. We go all the way back to the 1880s.
Had no idea.
As an arts
I didn't
colony.
either.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Something to be proud of.
Yes,
How long
it
have you
is.
been at that church?
I've been with the church almost 4 years. So I came after the sinkholes.
After the sinkhole.
After the sinkholes. And one of my jobs has been to try to get the church rebuilt, reconnected to the community, and try to be helpful.
Well, you certainly have the personality for it, that's for sure, I can tell. And you're going to be talking about Earth Day as well. You brought some props. You were told to bring some props.
I was told to
Looks
bring
like we've got
props.
corn growing out of the table here.
So, that's a gardener's club, okay? And I should mention, we're the oldest church in Tarpon Springs, 1885. We are actually older than the town itself.
No
The
kidding.
church was
That's
established
right.
before the town, and it's always been a community church. And one of the things that we do nowadays, we are active in community gardening. This was not grown. This was not grown in Tarpon Springs.
This makes me hungry.
I know,
I'm
right?
looking at
I
this.
will offer you both ears of corn.
There you go.
And
Okay.
this
Thank
actually
you.
comes from the East Coast. So
Thank
this is
you.
Florida corn, but it's not from Pinellas County.
Smells fresh.
It does
And,
smell fresh.
Healthy.
We had the Community Garden Festival, Earth Day Festival on Saturday. And then on May 18th, another Saturday, we have the Sweet Corn Festival. And that actually started with one of our sister churches, the Mount Hermon Baptist Church. So it's really their event, but we help with it. And we help gardeners and environmentalists, and we encourage everybody to come to the fair at Spring Bayou, May 18th.
Now, that's one where, when they first were starting that, they came in and talked to us about parking and how we handle all of that with the Fine Arts Festival. Really wonderful people.
Oh, absolutely. I was right in the thick of that, and I could not believe it, that when you guys were getting it all set up.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
But the Sweet Corn Festival I was not able to go to. Was last year the first one?
Last year was the first at Spring Bayou. It's been a neighborhood event.
Oh, okay.
And they again, this was an event that was invented, I suppose, by the Mount Hermon Baptist Church, and we were asked to help. And they decided to go to Spring Bayou last year.
Yeah, Linda
and
Herring came in and discussed that with us.
And, she is the chief organizer, and it's a great success, and much more successful than any of us expected. So this will be the second year, and we help out best we can, and especially with gardening. It's a gardener's spade.
Oh, thank you. Look at him. He's telling me as though I'm just.
I know,
I know.
right?
I sit behind. He only ever sees me sitting behind a desk.
Well, I spend a lot of time behind a desk also.
I do know what these are.
Too much time. So we do a lot of gardening with different age groups.
I was just going to ask
And
about, tell
that's
us about
important.
that.
We bring
Yes.
young people and older people together.
Oh, great.
Different races, different cultures, different backgrounds, but a lot of emphasis on young people and older people working and helping each other.
That's great.
And for some of us, stooping down is not as easy as it was 50 years ago. So,
I have no idea what he's talking
No,
about.
not at all.
Oh,
Well,
Lord. Yes, I
okay.
did. No, I do. I really, really do.
well, when you get a little bit older, I think you appreciate the help that young people provide.
Boy, isn't that
Well,
the truth? Yes.
Plus also the interaction.
the interaction, yes.
The interaction is
Yes.
extremely important.
I think it's
Which
important.
community garden?
We are the town's community garden. The town has a community garden at 116 North Ring Street. So it's called Jesse's Garden, and it's
Lovely place.
Couple blocks from City Hall. And there are 4 or 5 groups that work together throughout the year to make it happen. So Cops and Kids provide some help. Peace for Tarpon provides some support.
Yes.
County Extension has been very helpful, and the town itself. And then there is a garden group which is incorporated and does much of the work.
It makes me want to go over because the
Very
plots
nice.
are about the size, twice the size of this table.
Really?
And you've got enough space to have goodies, but not overwhelming. And when we went to the opening of that, the chamber was over there for that, and I just wanted to spend the rest of the day
I
over there
bet.
digging
At Jesse's
in
Garden?
At Jesse's Garden.
Garden.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also were involved with the senior center.
Well, I'm still active with the Senior Center, and much of the credit goes to Mayor Alahousas, who started the center, and it was about 2 years ago. And as it happened, it was right after one of the hurricanes, Hurricane Irma, and there were a lot of seniors, especially, who just needed help. And sometimes it was simple as clearing away debris, and sometimes there were government forms that they had to fill out, or they needed food assistance or housing assistance. And so as it happened, we were on the scene and provided a lot of support. And then we stayed in business. It's nonprofit. All the services are free. But just answering calls as they come in, as seniors who need assistance. And we're based at the public library, supported by the public library. We just did an Earth Day activity on Monday, but we do all kinds of things. And then more recently, some of the groups have started something called Elder Empowerment. And it's really designed for seniors who want to stay as independent as possible. So
We've been talking about that
just
today.
talking
yes,
about
so
that.
how do you do that? For as long as you can. And we've had programs about public transportation, which is a very important issue. We'll do a program about housing in the near future, affordable housing. There's interest in education. Some seniors want jobs. All kinds of issues. List goes on. And we find that as the country ages, and Tarpon has always been a retirement center, there's more and more demand for good services that seniors can rely on. Much of the emphasis is on seniors helping seniors.
Okay.
You know, if you're dependent on Social Security or Medicare, you know, sometimes you want to talk with other people who understand what it's like to be dependent on Medicare, Social Security. So a lot of it's seniors helping seniors.
Okay.
And we emphasize that quite a bit.
That's that camaraderie.
There is that camaraderie. That's yeah, that sense of community, of being useful, and giving and receiving.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. And when you get into that realm, there's so many different things that can come up that if you are with people of like minds that are in that same group, so many questions arise that you might not have thought of.
Very true.
That's why there's never a dumb question.
There is never a dumb question, and it's always a learning experience. Animal care, for example, is a big concern for many seniors.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that.
When we started, we're still learning a lot. If you had a pet that needed care, where would you find care? What veterinarians would be available? If you wanted to adopt a pet, what would be recommended for a senior? A lot of questions.
And then certain breeds are work with seniors and some don't.
Some don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good to know.
The Unitarian Universalist Church is involved in much more than I had ever anticipated. But you piqued my interest when we were talking a little bit ago about ghost stories.
Oh, the ghost story.
Yes, we only have about a minute left, so I want to end with a ghost story.
We only have about 30 seconds.
Probably every church has at least a couple of ghost stories. Churches, synagogues attract ghosts, and we have our own ghost who her name is Vivian, and she looks after us, and she especially likes the art collection, the Inness art collection.
Oh, cool.
And she makes her appearance every now and then.
I love that.
As in Vivian, the outline?
Well,
we gotta go. They're telling me.
She's there.
Thank you so much,
okay.
Reverend. We'll have you back for ghost stories.
Yes, I want
Bring
more
you back
of
for
this.
Halloween. Okay.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yeah, something like
about
that.
the countdown.
Something like that. Hi,
Yes.
everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We're having loads of fun today. We have Jean Hungaville with the Tarpon Chamber of Commerce. Always a delight having you. We just always have fun. And we've had a great, great lineup of guests. But now it's time for you to talk about some of the events. And I just have to say something because we are members of the Chamber of Commerce in Tarpon, and we've lived in Tarpon for 20 years. I can't tell you how much I personally appreciate the email that goes out and talks about what is happening.
Oh, that's our Monday newsletter.
Yes, and not to mention what they have in the local newspaper with all of the events that are going on in Tarpon Springs. I'm so proud to live there and thankful to be part of the chamber. So I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about what's coming up. You said you didn't know where to start because there's so much, right?
Well, there's so much, and a lot of things that we have been working on that I have talked bits and pieces about are now all coming to fruition. For most of you, you know that I have been working for the last couple of years to reorganize the chamber and get some things going, but it's all just about to be birthed, is what I'm saying. I feel like after about 2 years, we're going to be unfolding a new chamber.
Oh, isn't that
One of the things that we've done that I am so excited about is we moved.
Yes.
And we moved, I don't remember if I said that the last segment that we were about to move, but
Yes,
we
you
moved
did.
on the 30th of May. And we're still sort of unpacking, but we're now getting all of our pictures back up and settling in. And we've put in the VoIP system, so the phones are now working, and we feel very sophisticated with all of this. It's just much more efficient the way we're able to work and the way we have everything set. Staff is really happy. The newsletter now is more on every Monday afternoon schedule, and we have our Wednesday events that are lined up there now, and we're all booked out 2 and 3 months ahead. I've hired a new staff member, Helene Douglas, who is putting those together, and that's the primary reason that she's there, is making sure we get all those. It takes a huge burden off of me to be able to do that.
Sure.
So I can start working on some other things that the chamber now is moving into, now that we are getting our firm footing back on the ground. Because it's been quite some time.
I know it has. It has.
And I am so excited.
You've really made some great strides, so congratulations for that.
Thank you. It's been baby steps because, change is not easy.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of things that change. And a lot of it comes from my previous experience for the Eastern Shore, Virginia Chamber, before that the Hudson, Wisconsin Chamber, also working in Washington, but also having had a small business. I had a printing shop in Salisbury, Maryland, and I was involved in the chamber from a business standpoint for 5 years. So I think I can say, oh, well, this worked here. Let's see if it works here. Some things did, some things haven't.
Sure.
And so you never know until you try.
Exactly.
So the last couple of years, we've tried different things, and what we've ended up with is everything is on Wednesday. Palm Harbor puts everything now on Thursday. And Safety Harbor and Dunedin are working on Tuesday. So we're all trying to cooperate. And as you saw when we were talking with Chris about the Bay Area Young Professionals, those 5 Upper Pinellas County chambers really do communicate with each other. We're all working to sort of make this community share. We just had in Safety Harbor, we had a joint mixer. We called it the Mega Mixer, and it was the 5 of us that invited all of our various members. We had about almost 200 people came to the spa there, and lots of giveaways, and it was just a really great get to know each other's businesses in the chambers, because we're only 5 and 10 miles apart from each other.
Yeah, it makes sense to work with one another because the towns, the counties overlap, and the chambers can overlap, and it's more of an engagement with the community on the whole, really.
Yes. And, somebody said to me, where's your territory? We don't have territories.
No.
Anybody who wants to do business in our area, and that's Tarpon Springs in general, can be a member of the chamber. I have members in Clearwater and in St. Pete. I have members up in Pasco County.
Sure.
Nine Round.
I know. 9 Round
was
is
a perfect example because they're reaching down into our area for with a unique workout experience, which I think is sounding really fun.
I know it is.
all of our Wednesday events are getting just marvelously attended. Tonight, this is the fourth Wednesday, we have happy hour, and the happy hour will be at the Tarpon Turtle. And if you are a chamber member of any of our chambers in the area, please come. It will be out in the Tiki Bar from 5 until 6:30. You have to sign in with Jack. Your first beverage is complimentary on us. And we will be having several of the Bay Area young professionals there to talk a little bit about their new organization. And you might be surprised who you see, somebody you may not have expected to see.
Yeah, exactly.
But that'll be from 5 to 6:30. We already have 35 people that have RSVP'd, so please come out. It'll be out on the deck. Tarpon Turtle is also fun.
It's really fun over there. You just get a chance to feel the water and just the ambiance.
Last year when we did this there, someone said to me, knowing how afraid I am of alligators, because I've not been around them, said, there's an alligator under the deck over here, and it was just as far away as you and I
They
are.
did not.
They did. And
There was one?
There was one. And I was, well, it was only that long.
Oh.
But they said, no, look, and it was, well, I felt like a fool, but still, everybody had a good laugh from that. So anyway, Tarpon Turtle, Lake Tarpon, will be there and this is how we end our month.
I know.
But we start the month, and that'll be next Wednesday on May 1st, with Good Morning Tarpon. And it is a highly caffeinated get-together at the Copenhagen Cafe, which is just up from the chamber on North Pinellas. It is a father-daughter business. They are Danish, and they serve a unique breakfast, or you can just have coffee. But it's just pure networking, informal, 8:30 to 9:45 on the first Wednesday of every month. Good Morning Tarpon.
Nice.
And then the second Wednesday, we have now added our mixer, and it's usually at a smaller place. Last month, we had it at the Enclote Brew down at the docks, and had a really nice turnout. So we had a really good time. This month it will be at our Art Guild Gallery, which is on Tarpon Avenue. And we've got some new artists in there. They're an active chamber member. They also populate our conference room with some of the art that's all for sale.
Nice.
And a couple of those have found new homes with me in the last couple of years.
I bet.
And they're quite reasonable too. I mean, it's $50 up to $500 and it's all different kinds of art. On the third Wednesday of every month, we have our new Power Hour lunch. And we've been trying to search lunch bunch. Do we want to do lunch and learn? So we ended up with Power Hour lunch with one main dynamic speaker. Mm-hmm. And it changes every couple of months. This time we'll be at Brookdale Assisted Living, and the speaker is going to be 3D Solar. They are coming into the Trinity area. But they will be looking for business in the Tarpon Springs area, and they are actually out of Lakeland. And so they're expanding into this area. So they're going to be talking about solar energy and how it all works. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there,
Yes,
and probably
there is.
a lack of information. So
Sure.
this will be really great. They have become chamber members. They were one of our major sponsors at the Fine Arts Festival. And then on the fourth week of the month, we have our happy hour. But this month in May coming up, we're not going to be doing our normal happy hour on the fourth month. This is the month in May. We are going to be having our annual awards reception. And this is where we do have the business of the year, small, medium, large, and then the overall business of the year, and then our nonprofit of the year. And remember, we started this last July with having those as my guests to talk about their businesses.
Yes.
And, that big silver trophy that's this tall.
Yes, I remember that.
Brookdale will be giving that up. In fact, what I'm planning to do is whoever wins that with the overall business of the year will have Brookdale present that to them at the event.
That's very nice.
So that's going to be on Tuesday, May 21st. And we're moving it to the Tuesday because it's going to be at the Tuscan Sun Bistro. They are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we can have it there and not interfere with the restaurant. Because I expect about 50 to 60 people to come to that. And we have, it will be catered by the Tarpon Tavern next door. And we will be having, thank you, Dan Jenkin, for helping us with all of that. He's one of my board members, also a very big supporter of the community, and is always willing to jump in. So we will be having that there. It is definitely an RSVP event. We are now taking Business of the Year nominations. You can nominate yourself. Those information has gone out to our members. It is a form that you fill out, and then also I need to have supporting documentation on why that particular business is important to the community and what they have done in the previous year or years in order to make that one of those awards that's worthwhile.
That is going to be a challenge. There are so many good businesses because we've interviewed so many, and they're just awesome.
And we're starting to get some of those in now. So deadline for that, I believe, is something like the 13th or 14th of May. I don't have it, but it's the Friday before, and a couple of weeks beforehand, so that I can then have the committee, which is my executive committee, go through all the applications and look at how is it ranked and make the decisions on that. And then we keep it a surprise. And what I do then is I read off of the nomination or several nominations. And last year with a HEPA, they were talking about the hurricane. And partway through, everyone knew who I was talking about. And I finally got choked up. And I just said, Tim, come on up and take this award. So it's a really wonderful event.
Oh, absolutely.
It's at the end of our high season. And it's something that everybody is very excited about for the end of the year.
Exactly.
But I know we're running out of time, and we're going to be having a new website coming up, a new database.
Wonderful.
And then we will have our visitor's guide, which I just approved the last proof of. Here's our cover. This is the first time that we have really unveiled it. This was 2 days before the hurricane.
Wow.
On the Monday, when it hit on Wednesday a couple of years ago, and got this silhouette at dawn. But we're doing some things. We're going to be, and I don't know if John can zoom in on some of this, but we're doing some double pages so that we can show the beauty of Tarpon, and then some other drama, the arts with some very dramatic footage. We have captured the photograph from Narcosis's giant squid.
That is
ray.
so cool. You've got
exciting.
so much going on. I can't wait to see what happens with the awards and all that. Thank you, Jean, and thank you for joining us on My Chamber TV.
Yes.
We'll see you next time.